Hey there, it's Dave Gross. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the 7 things to avoid while you're communicating. And that could be communicating online, offline, and social media, in your job, at your business, with your friends and family. If you avoid these 7 things, you're going to get a good, solid foundation of communication. Now, these are not the end all be all. It's not my list. It's been compiled, and I took bits and pieces and put this list together because I believe that, again, it's not about having all the pieces all at once, but just having a foundation to something you can kind of check yourself against, right? A checklist, if you will. So here we go. 7 things to avoid while you're communicating with somebody. And number one is gossip. People don't want to hear gossip, and especially you don't want to be around people that are gossiping either, but you don't want to be the person spreading that gossip to about somebody else because it just doesn't make you look bad. It doesn't make you look good. So leave gossip out of it. Judging is number two. So you don't want to be talking to somebody and be in a position where they feel like you're judging that person, and it goes vice versa. You don't like being talked to while you know the other person is looking at you and they're judging you with your actions, whether it be negative or positive. You want to leave judging others out of it. Number three is negativity. This is a big one because it's so commonly used that it's almost you don't even have to look very far to look at negativity, to be around negativity. It's just everywhere, right? So you want to be the person that brings that positive encouragement and leave negativity out of it. And again, if you catch yourself doing it, because you will, I will, I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect, but again, if you catch yourself being negative, see, you just switch it around, because our minds are wired so that whatever we speak, we bring about, whether we do it consciously or unconsciously. So leave negativity out of conversations. Number four is complaining. This goes hand in hand with negativity. You don't want to complain to people about your problems, about what's going on with you. You don't want to complain about all the things that are just going wrong, because let's face it, everybody has their problems, right? Again, it goes, like I said, it goes back to number three, negativity. Be that person who brings light to the world. Be that person who brings encouragement, who brings out the looks for the good in things. And again, you will be a much more effective communicator if you leave the complaining out of it. Number five is excuses, right? We all have been in a position where we made excuses for our actions. And from here on out, if you're in that position, just stop yourself from doing it. Just don't make an excuse. Take responsibility for your actions. The number one thing that you can do for yourself is to take responsibility. Because once you take responsibility for your actions, you all of a sudden have power. But if you're making excuses, you give that power to the other person, and they're in complete control. So again, leave the excuses out of it. Number six is lying. Right? People just repel, at least myself, but I think most people in general, they don't like to be lied to. I've never met the person that says, "Oh yeah, go ahead and lie to me," right? Nobody likes that. So leave lying out of it. And I'm not talking about, again, if you're if you're running 5 minutes late to a meeting and you call somebody, "Oh, I'm on my way," and you don't tell the exact time. I'm talking about intentionally misleading somebody, intentionally not telling the truth, intentionally coming up with lies to make up for your excuses, your complaining. Just leave lying. Just stop the lying. And again, people will want to engage with you more often if you do that. And number seven is dogmatism. So that's actually confusing facts with opinions. And this is what the majority of people love to do, right? You hear something on TV, you see it on the internet, and all of a sudden it becomes truth. And we give it off as truth, but in reality, a lot of what we see and a lot of what we hear are not based on facts. They're simply opinions of the person who is talking about that particular thing. So you want to leave opinions out of it, and you want to make sure whatever you're talking about something that you actually know what you're talking about. You're talking about facts, and you do your research. It involves thinking. It involves taking the time to research something, as opposed to just taking a look at a piece of information and without even questioning it, you automatically give it off as as a fact, as opposed to prefacing it by saying it's your opinion. So again, those are the 7 things, and the 7 things to avoid while you're communicating. And again, this list is not extensive. It's not a long list. It's just a simple checklist, so that next time you're in a situation, if you catch yourself doing any of these, you will be able to turn it around. You'll catch yourself and you will be turn that conversation around, and that person will be much more delighted to talk to you. And it goes the other way too. If you hear somebody doing these things and you don't want to be around that person, now all of a sudden you're recognizing that situation, and you have the ability to either shift the conversation or just simply walk away and find an excuse to leave or whatever, to get yourself out of that, because you don't want to be participating in a conversation with somebody who is doing these. So again, those are the 7 things to avoid while you're communicating. Thanks for listening, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.